We are in Baltimore, Maryland. Championship Sunday in the MIAA, presented by Lids, on the campus of UMBC, in the Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena. The C Conference Championship game featuring the number 1 seed, Beth Tfiloh Warriors, the 2 seed, St. Peter and Paul Sabres. And welcome in courtside, Brett Harris and the coach, Jimmy Patsos. And we do tip it off with the C Championship game. Jimmy, the top 2 seeds have advanced right here for our feature matchup.
Oh, it's going to be an unbelievable game. The Warriors, Beth Tfiloh, they're man-to-man. They have this kid, Cohen. I did the Knicks Wizards the other night. He reminds me of a guard in the NBA that gets in the play, gets in the paint. He really scores. Cohen does a lot of different things. Then he'll kick out, okay? And Hemingway, we're going to talk about in a second for SPP. These are the 2 best guards, the top 2 seeds, and they split this year. So it's just so poetic that they come down to the final here. It's going to be a great game.
Let's take a look at our Lids Impact Players of the game. And we'll start with the 2 seed, St. Peter and Paul, the sophomore, Garrett Hemingway.
He will be recruited at the higher level. There's going to be a lot of scouts here today. And, you know, he's got a little help out there because Brooks can really shoot off the catch. On the other hand, we're going to see Cohen in a second. He doesn't have as much help, but the guy I want to see today is Eli Wahlberg, who's going to have to guard him. He's going to have to guard Hemingway. He goes coast to coast, does a lot of things. He's a 3-level scorer, inside, outside, off the catch.
Number 1 seed is Beth Tfiloh. They are led by their guard, a junior, Michael Cohen.
So excited to watch him in person. And the reason I brought up Jalen Brunson from the Knicks is guards today are known as like just 3-point shooters off the catch. Not Michael Cohen. Gets into the paint, tough, he'll score, he'll take the hit. Now they're going to press him today, but he's willing to find his teammates for open shots, but he is going to do his damage in the paint. So don't think he's one of these just shoot guys, score on the perimeter. He likes the dirty work and he gets inside.
And let's take a look at the starting lineups here, and we will start with the St. Peter and Paul, the Sabres, Finn O'Neill, the senior, Ja'Kai Brooks, Garrett Hemingway, who we featured in the Open, Davis Kiminaw, and Brandon Keeley. Starting lineups for the number 1 seed, Beth Tfiloh and the Warriors. 23-10 on the season.
And there goes Cohen. They're introducing Cohen right now. He's the player to watch. He had 28 last game of the semis.
Eli Wahlberg, Michael Cohen, Micah Warshawski, and Ariza Glazer, and Sam Gruenberg. Good crowd here at UMBC on the campus. Of course, Beth Tfiloh just down the road in Pikesville, Maryland. St. Peter and Paul having to cross the bridge. They're from Easton, Maryland. They've got a nice little contingent, but if you're looking at home court advantage, looks like the Warriors have brought a good crowd.
Yeah, Beth Tfiloh has. Look, they've got a long-standing tradition. They're the number 1 seed. They're right down the street. They love basketball. This goes back to Tamir Goodman. You know, I know. Look, Michael Warshawski had 21 points 2 games ago. His dad's involved in the 3-on-3 around the country. So this is a basketball tradition-rich school. The Sabres, the only thing I'm concerned about with the Sabres is that their best player, Garrett Hemingway, you know, he's only a sophomore. So this is a big moment. This is a bigger court. Okay, the 3-point line's a foot further. Brett's going to get into that later. Brett's going to get into that later. This is a different atmosphere for both teams. But after a few minutes, the best part is they split this year. Each winning by double digits. The Sabres want to press and run a little bit more. The Warriors man-to-man, and Cohen makes them go.
Beth Tfiloh in the white uniforms with the blue and yellow trim. They get the opening tip-off, and the Warriors come in as the number 1 seed. First time in school history as a top seed in the MIAA Conference Tournament. Baseline drive, falling to the ground, and we've got a traveling caught against Sam Gruenberg. First turnover of the game, and it goes over to the Sabres of St. Peter and Paul. Another turnover, and this one picked up by the Sabres. 3 ball short, may have been blocked out in front. Fast break, Michael Cohen misses the lay-in. Rebounded by Glazer. We got another travel, and Jimmy, maybe a little nerves early. That is 3 turnovers here in the first minute.
Yeah, I would say that. The Sabres threw it away on the inbounds. Look, you can act like you're cool out there. This is a big college arena, beautiful arena. They see the banner up there when UMBC beat Virginia, that epic win. But this is a big deal. And you come in and the court's a little bigger, the lights are a little brighter. They see us over here doing TV. And you know what? It's going to take a couple minutes to shake out, but I'm just interested to see whose pace of play wins today.
Another turnover. Ja'Kai Brooks coughed it up. Still no score. And a minute into this one. C championship game in the MIAA. Kick, 3 ball, no good by Wahlberg.
No, good.
By the way,
too.
Jimmy, the 3-point line, it's a foot back from what they're used to at the high school level at 20 feet, 9 inches. College for women is the 3-point line the white one will use today.
Yeah, you know what? I always think it's interesting for recruiters, and you're going to see 3 games today. Okay, obviously Mount St. Joe, they've got guys going to places like Illinois, and St. Francis has guys going to Pittsburgh and Maryland and Jonathan and Carrington. Then the B Conference, St. Mary's has some guys going to St. Francis, and that's going to be a really good game. I saw them play the other night. The C-level guys, they're going to get recruited. Okay, Cohen's going to get looked at for sure, and so is Hemingway. But this is a good chance to see them on a college court. This is new. They earned the right to be here. There's college coaches watching this broadcast. There's going to be a bunch of college coaches in attendance today. They're on a college court, as you said, Brent. It's a foot further than the 3-point line. The lights are brighter. The court's bigger. Everything. So I actually really like this for the C Conference to get a good look to see where they stand.
Hemingway with the first 2 points at this ball game, both at the foul line. By the way, he had 2 big games against Beth Tfiloh. He went for 25 and 27 in those 2 contests this season.
Yeah, and he's a sophomore. Wait till he'll get up in the summer circuit. But you've seen a couple missed shots that guys will normally make, including Cohen missing 2 layups.
That 3 ball is short for Wahlberg.
And I like Wahlberg
out of bounds
shooting
over to
Wahlberg's their defensive stopper, but I like him. He's like, if I got to play defense, I'm taking some threes.
Jimmy, your experience when the nerves and the energy run so high right at the tip, how long before teams start to settle in a little bit?
Yeah, just the first time out now, because and that's another thing. They're going to have a good steal there. They're going to have to get used to TV timeouts, which are longer. This game will be a little longer. You know, I went to the city championship. City High School beat Edmondson on a 3-pointer at Morgan State. It took a little while. You know, it took a little while for them to settle down. That's a bigger court. It was a raucous atmosphere over there. But the game was only 1 hour and 20. Today we're going to have timeouts that are longer.
Knocked down by Davis Kimmedahl. Just had a look at the head coach Gary Gould for Saints Peter and Paul, 13 and 7 on the season, and the number 2 seed coming in to this championship contest.
I like it. He's got the John Thompson towel.
Oh, 3 ball knocked down by Sam Gruenberg.
You know, and he's one of their bigger players. That's kind of like, but that's typical in the modern day. A big guy can step out and shoot. Yeah, Coach Gary Gould, he's got the John Thompson towel. By the way, he also presses like John Thompson. He likes the full court pressure, 2-1-2 and man-to-man. He'll trap guys. Whereas the Warriors, Beth Tfiloh is a little more traditional half-court sets running, and they're going to play half-court man-to-man defense.
Ja'Kai Brooks called on the offensive charge. Take another look.
That was a charge. Good call. And here's that pressure. This is a 1-2-2. They're trying to trap the first pass over, but Beth Tfiloh reverses the ball, so no trap.
Handoff to Cohen, who draws the foul, going to the rim.
And this is another time right here, Brent. Getting to the foul line stops the nerves. Like whether it's a timeout, making a shot, the foul line, because Cohen's had 3 looks he probably should have made that he normally would make, but including that would be an and 1. But he's different nerves and everything. The foul line's a good place to get rid of those nervous energy.
And Michael Cohen knocks down the first. Cohen had 28 points in that semifinal win over Cristo Rey. It was a 2-point win. Final seconds of that ball game, and in dramatic fashion, sending Beth Tfiloh here to the title contest.
Yeah, they got their fans, their students just there. They got a guy in a gorilla costume over here. I mean, these guys are into it today. The fans are into it here, and that's because I think of the 2-point win. Like, they've earned their way that way, and I like that. Here comes the team from Easton, the home of Harold Baines, the famous baseball player. Well, they're coming over the bridge trying to say we can play too. I'm really excited because they split during the year. I love this winner-take-all third game matchup.
Last foul was caught on Kimmedahl. Cohen's got it, top of the key. Sends it over. Gruenberg's three is good. And Gruenberg hits 42% from beyond the arc this season, and he has 2 triples and a lead for Beth Tfiloh.
Yeah, he's really good. You know what? What I like about him is you can tell Sam knows what he's supposed to do. Just catch it on balance, and he's shooting off the catch, not putting it on the ground, and he's following through. He's just very unbalanced on his shot.
They're saying that was a 2.
All right, so it's 6-4. Oh, because he
was clearly behind the line, but it's a scores a 2, so it's going to be 6-4 Beth Tfiloh after that bucket by Gruenberg. Finn O'Neal on the dribble drive. The point guard misses on the short floater. Here come the Warriors. Give and go is picked off. Ball's on the floor. Good scramble effort. Coming up with it is the Sabres to the rim. And a foul caught against Garrett Hemingway going to the basket. So Hemingway will go to the foul line to shoot a couple.
Yeah, Hemingway's one of those guys you can tell when he's got a good body on him and he's long, and you can tell when he fills out, he's only a sophomore, find out if he's going to play somewhere in the summer. Remember, AAU basketball starts in April, May, and June. He's a travel leagues at college coaches scout, but he can score the ball. I've always felt just guys that can score the ball can score the ball. He reminds me of this guy, Jay Burson at Ohio State. He had a slight look. He played for Gary Williams at Ohio State. Everyone said, can he really play? All I know is Hemingway scores wherever he is and in a lot of different ways, which I really like about him.
And Hemingway is just a sophomore. He averaged 14 points a ball game as a freshman, so he's increased that by 8 points a game, and a quick score by Michael Cohen.
Yeah, Cohen's got a good motor, he's one of, and I don't use that term often because that's kind of a lost art where guys can really play at the highest level or play at the same high speed all the time. He has a high motor, and he uses it, and he just did there on that layup.
Short jump shot is strong by O'Neal. Cohen stripped by Cunningham up ahead, and Hemingway can't handle the pass. And we have a officials timeout on the court. First break in the action. It has been back and forth with Beth Tfiloh holding a 3-point lead in the first quarter.
Let's go. Let's go.
Toyota is a leader when it comes to electrified vehicles. With an exceptional selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and all-electric. Today, gas-electric hybrids are the popular choice, with a gas engine helping charge the battery, which means more freedom and less worry about range. Visit buyatoyota.com today to shop hybrid inventory near you. Toyota, let's go places.
Beth Tfiloh with a 3-point lead here in the C championship game of the MIAA, and head coach Ari Braun said you got to play your best basketball at the end of the season. He said, what is the ultimate goal? That has been his message to his kids, to get to this moment, this game, with a chance to win a conference title. Ball out of bounds and to go back to St. Peter and Paul.
I got to talk to Coach Braun before the game, and he's been around this game a long time, and a couple of his assistants, including, I believe, Julian Sless, who went to myself and Juan Dixon's camp back in the day. Look, you want to win the championship, but this is the first time they got the number 1 seed, and it's a progression. And he's got Cohen back next year, but he does have 4 seniors, so it's just the excitement level for him. I told you, Cohen's got a good motor with the ball. That is not an easy thing to do at any level, to actually take the ball with you, go and score it. So what you're seeing here is Ari Braun knows this is a not great opportunity, but he also knows he has a bunch of seniors and his best players are juniors. So you got to strike while the iron's hot. Really exciting time. He was so excited before the game. He coaches composure-wise, but he was very excited to be here and knows what's on the line here.
Braden Smith was whistled for the foul, his first.
You just got to get back on Cohen and make him beat you from the mid-range. You got to make him pull up. Steve Wojciechowski was like that, a Baltimore guy that went to Duke. You can't let him get all the way to the basket, or he's either going to lay it in or kick out for threes. But he's got a really good energy level, Cohen.
Cohen's got 5 here in the first quarter. 5-point lead for Beth Tfiloh and knockdown triple for Garrett Hemingway.
I'm telling you, he's got that look of a scorer. This guy's sneaky scorer.
22.5 points a ball game, maybe the best player in the C Conference, and only a sophomore. Short jumper is missed by Wahlberg. Long jump shot and a knockdown for Ja'Kai Brooks, the sophomore.
Yeah, see, they got a young backcourt. Look for them to be around for the next couple of years. Brooks is good off the catch, but that was nice off the dribble. That was a nice addition. You got to love the backcourt of them. And, guys like Braden Smith come in and play some sort of pseudo point, but that's deep. That looked good.
Yeah, Brooks launches one from way outside. He was strong with it.
But this is a team when Brooks and Hemingway score, they're gonna be tough to beat you. Remember, they won by 11 and then lost by 19. So this has been this rivalry's been kind of one-sided each time they play.
And we've got a timeout on the court called by head coach Ari Braun and Beth Tfiloh. Tie ball game here first quarter in the MIAA basketball championship contest. And take another look at Hemingway's triple over the defense of Eli Wahlberg. And one thing that really stands out, Jimmy, about Garrett Hemingway is his calm demeanor, especially for just a sophomore. He shoots 58% on the season, and the moment just doesn't seem too big for a kid that young in this moment. He's been doing it all season.
No,
and off to a good start here this afternoon.
Really good start. He's, like you said, he's a 3-level scorer. He'll score off the bounce. He'll take it inside, but he's really a good 3-point shooter. Reminds me of a guy I coached at Loyola from Georgetown Prep named Bobby Olson. Like, he's got that kind of, he's playing really hard, but he's playing under control. But he's got a big, I just look at the way he moves. I like his upside. I'm texting coaches I know in the area about recruiting him as we speak.
And still 2 more seasons there with Saints Peter and Paul. Second foul on Smith. Cohen on a dribble drive, and it rattles home. Cohen's now got 7. 12-10 lead for Beth Tfiloh.
Yeah, Cohen. He's just a tough guy to stay in front of. He can really, like I said, and I'm not joking around. I did the pros the other night with Jalen Brunson. But that's what he looks like. He's he's a little stockier than you think. He's faster than you think, but he gets to the paint. I just want to see when they stop his drive what he can do next. But you cannot let him get 4 and 5 feet from the basket because he is too good in there. And they're lucky he was nervous. St. Peter SPP's lucky. Cohen may have been nervous a little early because he had a couple looks and he'd have 15 right now. See, here he goes. I like this guy.
Cohen breaking down the pressure defense. He gets picked. Right back. Cohen from the wing, dribble drive. And it's good. Splitting the defense, and Cohen's got 9.
Yeshiva needs to be looking at him, and this is dead serious. Ryan Terrell, one of the best players I've ever seen play Division III, beat John Hopkins. He's in the G League. He went to Yeshiva. And Hemingway's going back. Now he's going left and pulling up. Cohen and Hemingway are going at it. And this is not a literary conference. They're going at it hard on the basketball court. I love this.
Final seconds here in the first quarter. Good ball movement. Shot clock is off. Up and in. It rattles home for Elon Vogelstein, the junior. Huge basket right at the buzzer here to end the first quarter.
Yeah, he threw it up high, got the floater in there. Really entertaining halftime, really entertaining first quarter.
And there's the drive from Vogelstein. Beth Tfiloh with the lead, 16-12 after one.
Bold, tenacious, entrepreneurial.
Working with CFG is like working with a partner. They're about what's best for our business.
Making it personal.
They were asking us questions about our business. They were getting to know us. That's just different.
CFG is not your traditional bank.
If you're looking to grow your business, CFG is who you want to be in business with.
We are transforming the banking experience. At CFG Bank, your success is our business.
Each day, millions of athletes compete in their sport. However, most of their greatest achievements, their highlights, go unnoticed and unacknowledged. The 5-Star app exists to give those athletes an opportunity to be seen and celebrated by their peers, competitors, and fans in a safe social environment. Download the app. Follow the best up-and-coming athletes in the world. Whether you're an athlete or a fan, this app is for you. You can find us in Apple's app and Google's Play stores.
Back here in Baltimore, Maryland, it is Championship Sunday in the MIAA Conference. We've got 3 games. This is the C Championship game. Beth Tfiloh and Saints Peter and Paul coming up. St. Mary's in Chapelgate for the B Conference title. And then the A Conference Championship. The top 2 teams, Mount St. Joe and St. Francis, all straight ahead here on ESPN. Brett Harris, Jimmy Patsos with you.
You know, the DMV, look at that. I mean, Cohen, that's a foul. He gets so deep in there. That is so impressive. He's going full speed, changing directions with the ball, and then getting all the way to the rim. Now, at some point, SPP is going to have the Sabres have to take a charge on him.
Another look at Cohen getting to the rim. And Coach Brown told us this is a kid that has gotten better each season, but not just offensively scoring the basketball, Jimmy. He's gotten better also as a leader. He's a junior on this team. But over the last 10 games, when they started to really put it together for Beth Tfiloh, he went from scoring about 10 a ball game to 18 and really kind of took the load on his shoulders and has really delivered for the Warriors.
I can see
They've
that.
won 10 in a row, by the way.
Yeah, and that's why they're the number 1 seed. You know what? When I look at Cohen, I just see a guy that loves the game. You can just tell he loves to play, and I love watching that because that's not always the case these days. But his passion and commitment to the game, you can see it in warm-ups.
Short jump shot is no good. And a rebound going down to Cohen. Both these teams got here in much different ways, where Beth Tfiloh had a last-second win against Cristo Rey, while Saints Peter and Paul had a blowout 24-point semifinal victory over Park. Shot no good, rebounded by Spears. Tough take. Count the hoop and the foul for Davis Kimmidall.
I had that as well. I had that as an and one.
Kimmidall is the defensive anchor for this team, but look at him getting it done on the offensive side.
It's funny, it's him and Wahlberg, who's a really good defensive player from Beth Tfiloh. He shot a couple threes early. You know, if you have to do the dirty work, have some fun in there. And I like that they got Spears coming off the bench. He just jumped. He's just bigger and more athletic. He just jumped and got that rebound, which led to the fast break for the Sabres.
Kimmidall typically will match up against the best offensive player on the other team. Great Division I talent on the lacrosse field, as well as Beth Tfiloh gets the bucket by Glazer. 19-15, 4-point lead for the Warriors. And a traveling call against Hemingway.
Yeah, just going a little fast. Kind of the first time today I've seen him sort of be out of control a little. He plays with great pace.
5 turnovers for Saints Peter and Paul, 4 for Beth Tfiloh.
That's the Kansas fast break. Bill Self, up the sideline, big man, rim to rim, throw it right in, don't put it on the floor and score. Outstanding. Now there's a little trash. There's a little trash. Now that's pressure where they're trapping.
To the rim, and it's denied. On the break,
Yep.
and a foul is called. Glazier wanted the rejection, but it is a whistle, and it'll send Finn O'Neill to the foul line.
And that was the right call. It's a good attempt to try and take it. Look at this block. There's the block, okay, by Finn O'Neill. Then he comes back, runs the floor the other way, and I thought that was a block. That was the correct call.
Finn O'Neill knocks down the first. Head coach Gary Gould for the Sabres telling us he is, Finn O'Neill, just a solid all-around player. Athletic, great rebounder, great defender, does a little bit of everything for this ball club.
I like that the Sabres got a lacrosse player out there, too. I didn't know he was Division I recruit for lacrosse. I love that since I'm a Loyola guy that's already beaten Hopkins and the University of Maryland, for those of you listening. Charlie Toomey, one of the great coaches in the Indianapolis area, who has a national title. I love guys that play 2 sports. I just love 2-sport guys.
And that's one thing this Saints Peter and Paul team has, a lot of 2-sport athletes. Soccer, lacrosse, and of course here on the basketball floor. Fast break, handoff, great look inside and a finish for Glazier.
I like Glazier's poise. He takes his time in there, but they pass the ball well in transition. Beth Tfiloh, like I said before, the Kansas break, they get the ball moving in transition, which leads to easy baskets. You're going to see that coming up here in the replay. See, pitch ahead, back, bounce pass. There you go. That was really, really, really well executed. That's a sign that Coach Braun really knows what he's doing, and they're doing that in practice.
Kimmett back at the foul line. Averages just under 5 points a ball game. He's got 6 now. Misses on the second. 4-point ball game. Beth Tfiloh up 21-17.
Little 2-3 zone right here. See, the Sabres have been mixing it up with a 2-1-2, a 1-2-2. Now they go 2-3 zone, and they chase the ball. That's the Syracuse zone where you come up in the back, and a nice rebound. Ewing gets that rebound. They play a few more guys, too. Both guys have gone to their bench, but I think the Sabres might have a stronger bench than the Warriors.
Baseline is cut off, a kick out. 3 ball, no good from Kimmett. Offensive board. And here's Brooks. No good, and finally Beth Tfiloh comes down with it. They've got numbers on the break. And an offensive charge. Eli Wahlberg took it through the lane, and he's going to be whistled on the foul.
And the Sabres student body showing up here, having a little fun, coming over the bridge, supporting their team. Nice support behind us. Beth Tfiloh's got a very, very boisterous, energetic group. I know they're down the street. But St. Peter's and Paul, they deserve a credit for coming over. And their student body's getting into it right now, too.
Long 3, no good. Rebounded by Beth Tfiloh. Straight away, 3 ball, good. Eli Wahlberg knocking down the triple.
Yep, he's going to cause a timeout. A lot of energy, little feistiness over there. Loving the bench for the Warriors. See, just a nice inside out, off the catch, follow through. Nice shot.
And back here on the campus of UMBC, Championship Sunday in the MIAA C Conference title game, and the fans are out. A chance to hoist the hardware. Brett Harrison, Jimmy Patsos, and we just saw Eli Wahlberg knock down that three. He also had the steal and the game-winning layup to beat Cristo Rey in the semifinal in those final seconds. So huge moment to get to this spot. First time Beth Tfiloh has been the top seed going into the conference tournament.
Yeah, I like Wahlberg. He's definitely their best two-way player. He's the guy that guards the ball the hardest, and it's nice to see him score some threes too. But to have a game winner, Cristo Rey, that's in the city. That is a deep three. That was like an NBA three by Brandon Smith.
Could have been from downtown Charm City knocking it down. Brandon Smith with some range.
You know, like I said, I think the Sabres are a little good timeout. They call a timeout. What happens? They get a three. Now they get a stop out of their scrambling zone. And see, I might want to kick. Smith just hit a three. Here's my thing. I know Finn O'Neill does a lot of dirty work as a senior. Here's a deep three by Braden Smith. They had a 3-on-1. That's an NBA three. And like the Warriors, you know, the Warriors and Steph Curry have changed the game. On the fast break, when you see Smith going out to the NBA, to the three-point line in the corner, you got to make that extra pass. Instead, it's a charge, and now the Warriors are coming back. Could have cut that to one. So that's one of those teaching points at halftime. Hey, when they're back there, oh, good hustle play.
Cohen followed his miss for the foul line, can't hit. He had 10 of the first quarter, yet to score here in the second.
Because if Smith's making threes, and clearly we know Brooks can take you off the bounce like that. See, and then you got Hemingway. They got three scorers out there right now. And I like this because Hemingway can go to the three. Back to the 2-3 zone for the Sabres.
Brooks has 4. St. Peter and Paul have cut it to 2. Cohen straight away, triple, try no good. Offensive board. That's a miss and pulled down the rebound for St. Peter and Paul.
That's why I like the Sabres playing some zone. They can stop Cohen from driving. They're going to make him prove it from the outside.
Two-point ball game, 24-22. Beth Tfiloh here in the second quarter. That long shot no good. Rebounded by Warshawski. And Warshawski no good on the triple. And a foul on the floor.
Warshawski had 21 2 points a game. 2 games ago he had 21 in the quarterfinals. So that's a good look for him. I like Wahlberg hustling down that rebound, then kicking it out immediately for an open three. But Micah just has to keep shooting that. You can't worry about that. You have to keep shooting those.
Braden Smith has picked up his 3rd foul for St. Peter and Paul. And Gruenberg will head to the foul line. 7 points a ball game, 8 plus rebounds a game as well. And he misses from the charity stripe. Back-to-back misses from the foul line for Beth Tfiloh.
Yeah, it's kind of a lost opportunity, and there goes Hemingway. See, he can get in there too. Now maybe he should have. See, guys are getting, when you get in there, you got to take advantage of that. See, Cohen's just good in there. He passed to himself there.
It's going to be a turnover. Looked like it was poked away as Cohen went to the rim. By the time he got the ball back, he was standing out of bounds.
Yeah, and I see that as a turnover. Look, once again, there's 3 guys there. Now, that went off his leg. Good call.
6 turnover for Beth Tfiloh.
Number 11, you see, if you're Micah, you got to get way down the corner so that he can give you that pass when he's in there being triple teamed.
Final 2 minutes here, second quarter. 2-point ball game. Warriors of Beth Tfiloh with a lead. The top seed, Michael Cohen, to the rim and draws the foul, and Cohen will head back to the foul line again. And, Coach, he has lived in the charity stripe here in the first half.
Oh, great motor. I've said this from the beginning. He gets to the paint. Now, if you're the Sabres, okay, St. Peter's and Paul, you have to sprint back. You can't try to backpedal with him. He's too quick. You got to sprint back, put your head under the rim, and try to take a charge and make him make a pull-up jumper. Because in transition especially, he's just too fast and too strong. He's got a tremendous motor. He's going to keep getting to the line.
9 team fouls now for St. Peter and Paul. 6 for Beth Tfiloh. 3-point lead here for the Warriors as Cohen on the second from the foul line, rattles in and out.
Yeah.
Cohen with 11 now.
Yeah, Coach Ari Braun's going to probably go in at halftime and realize from the foul line they've left some points out there. Oh, this is steal. Oh, good hustle by Wahlberg. What hustle. But Beth Tfiloh has left a few points there at the free throw line. That's one thing that surprised me today.
Brooks on the drive, can't connect. Offensive board. That's no good by Keeley. Here come the Warriors. Cohen certainly, coach, gets to the rim, and he has drawn another foul, and Michael Cohen back to the foul line.
He plays with a real passion and a purpose. I'll tell you, you got to be impressed watching Michael Cohen. I've heard about him from being around Baltimore, but he's better than I thought in person.
Third foul called on Davis Kimmedaw, and some foul trouble now for St. Peter and Paul.
Yeah, the Sabres, look, Cohen's a one-man wrecking crew getting in foul trouble, and Wahlberg's while he can play defense, Eli shoots in two, but he can create in there too. He's a strong kid, so they're gonna bump you, and they're gonna play with a real kind of power drive, and the Sabres are struggling because they're a younger team. You can see physically they're not quite as advanced as the Warriors are.
Final minute here in the second quarter. C championship game. Brooks on the three, no good, and rebounded by Wahlberg. Cohen, great vision inside, and a Schloss was hammered going up on the shot. The junior will head to the foul line to shoot two.
He wants me down
So
here.
Schloss
Who am I interviewing? Well, we're getting ready
will head to
here.
the foul line. And Beth Tfiloh with a 5-point lead, and Schloss looking to add to it, knocks down the first.
All right, I'm going to go get ready for the halftime interview, but I'll tell you, Beth Tfiloh, they are dictating the pace of this game, and that's why they're up 6.
In and out. And Beth Tfiloh here late in the second quarter having a few issues at the foul line and left a few points out there. Still with a 6-point lead. Largest lead for them this half has been 7. Backdoor, great feed. Brooks can't connect. Fit O'Neal. Hemingway gives it up. Fit O'Neal was looking inside, batted away, and it'll stay St. Peter and Paul basketball. Ari Braun, 10th season for the Warriors at Beth Tfiloh. 23-10 this season. Fantastic year. They have won 10 straight. And the top seed here in the conference tournament. That's no good. Another offensive board. And Brandon Keeley is going to head to the line after the foul. And the senior Keeley averaging just over 2 points a ball game and almost 5 rebounds. Another look. Foul going against Kruenberg. And Keeley knocks down the first. Schwartz back in for Beth Tfiloh. One more shot here for Keeley. Brandon Keeley coolly knocking both down. Back to a 4-point ball game. Robbie Cunningham checking in for the Sabres. 10 seconds, no shot clock. Baseline, jump shot is short. Out in front, final 2 seconds. Hemingway looks at the clock, sends it up, and nearly knocks it down from deep. Great awareness by Garrett Hemingway, who knew exactly how much time he had left before you had to get that shot off. And so Beth Tfiloh with a lead here at halftime. 28-24, the top seed with a 4-point advantage over St. Peter and Paul. Largest lead of that first half for Beth Tfiloh was 7, and a little run there at the end of the second quarter for St. Peter and Paul. And right now, let's send it down baseline and Coach Jimmy Patsos.
Coach Braun, you got to be pleased with that first half. Cohen, really tough to guard in transition. Him and Wahlberg getting to the paint. Has that been part of the plan that you're happy with?
Yeah, and I think we went a few minutes there without getting Michael the ball in transition, and we went for a little bit of a lull. I also think some of our shots haven't fallen yet, so I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah, bigger court, a little bit of nerves. I want to ask this. They seem to change defenses a lot. What are you telling your team, whether it's zone, man, or presser, what to do?
Yeah, so we have a few things that we go to, and they're more than capable on the court of adjusting to what we want them to do. So every once in a while I might have to call something, but they do most of the calling on the court themselves.
And I would close with this. I think you guys moved the ball really well in transition. Are you going to try to run more in the second half?
Definitely, yeah. We got to get out and run and get Michael the ball, and a few kick-out threes, and I think we should be good.
Great job. Looking forward to exciting second half.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
So the Beth Tfiloh Warriors, the top seed here in the MIAA Conference, take a 4-point lead into the break. Michael Cohen has led the way for the Warriors with 13. We've got first half highlights and stats coming up. It's halftime on Championship Sunday.
I'm Kyle Harrison, and I couldn't be more excited to join the 5-Star team as VP of Strategic Partnerships. I think back when we started developing this app and having the conversations a few years back, and it had a lot to do with coaches, younger athletes, potential recruiting, connecting those athletes to the coaches. And then after a ton of market research, sponsoring events, partnering with different events, hosting some events of our own, where we netted out was that all athletes create highlights Number 2, all athletes love watching highlights. And number 3, sports fans all over the world love consuming highlights as well, and they want one spot to do it, right? They don't want to have to bounce around the different channels to find out where those highlights live. So the 5-Star app is now live in the App Store. You can select whatever sports you want to view. You can post your own highlights if you're an athlete, because I know you're creating them. As VP of Strategic Partnerships, my job will really entail doing what I've been doing my whole career, which is creating relationships with different sponsors, corporate sponsors, nonprofit organizations, athletes that I have relationships with, and again, really building on the skill set that I've had to do as a pro player for the last 17 years. So download the app today. Follow me at Kyle. 5-Star Highlights is live in the App Store now.
Let's go.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be a sponsor of the MIAA Basketball Championships. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
Toyota is a leader when it comes to electrified vehicles, with an exceptional selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and all-electric. Today, gas-electric hybrids are the popular choice, with a gas engine helping charge the battery, which means more freedom and less worry about range. Visit buyatoyota.com today to shop hybrid inventory near you. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm the best dunker in the world, by far. I wish there was more competition.
It's gonna be fun. It's 15K on the line. Like, I can do a lot with 15K for my daughter.
Today, the holy grail is doing a double East Bay put.
Isaiah Rivera and Jonathan Clark, Jordan Sutherland, and the only guys on the planet that are doing this.
Watch the show, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I need to do.
We've competed so freaking much. And you want each other at the very, very best, and that's when we want to win. So
I'm ready to take the crown for this Holy Grail Challenge. I can't even front. This dunk might go down in like a week.
We are transforming the banking experience. We are bold, tenacious, entrepreneurial. We make it personal. CFG is not your traditional bank. Staying complacent isn't who we are. We are not afraid to do things differently and find the right solution to meet your business goals and dreams.
At CFG Bank, your success is our business.
The 2023 MIAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by Lids, the official headwear of the MIAA Championships. CFG Bank, transforming the banking experience. Toyota, let's go places. Kelly Benefits, solutions that benefit you. Advanced Radiology, the largest imaging provider in the state of Maryland. And the 5-Star app, the world's first and only sports highlight rating app. Earn yours.
Back here on the campus of UMBC, the C Conference Championship game in the MIAA. Beth, Tfiloh, and St. Peter and Paul, and a lot of threes, Jimmy, a lot of good shooting in the first half.
Yeah, well, you heard from Ari Braun about how they're going to attack these different changing defenses by St. Peter and Paul, but I did get to talk to the coaching staff of St. Peter's and Paul, too. They feel like they've missed some shots, but they know they got to stop Cohen in transition. Michael Cohen has just proven how good a player he is. His motor's great, but already, you see, now they're coming out in a 1-2-2 zone. So the Sabres are going to try to keep changing defenses, but they got to stop Cohen in transition. Exciting first half. Tremendous crowd behind us for Beth Tfiloh, and I'm excited to see how this shakes out. Remember, these two teams split during the year.
Beth Tfiloh with a 4-point lead here at halftime. Michael Cohen leading the way for the Warriors with 13 in the first half. And Garrett Hemingway with 8 for the Sabres. Cohen on a drive, tried to dish it off. Kickball.
And the reason that the Sabres are going to, and they've changed defenses. Coach Gould told me they'll press and trap, they'll press and not trap to slow you down, they'll play man, they'll play zone. But they just have to find a way to keep Michael Cohen in front of him, because when he gets into the paint, not only is he getting to the foul line, he's kicking out, he's also making shots in there. That's a charge.
And a whistle and a charge. It'll go against Micah Warshawski. Picking up the charge on the baseline. Good defense by Keeley.
Yeah, and Micah's a good shooter. He might want to just take one dribble and take that 12-footer.
Finn O'Neill, the point guard, on a kick out to Brooks. 3 is no good. And a rebound to Cohen.
Perfectly executed play. Good shot by Brooks. Just didn't go. Oh, what a hustle play. What a back tap there. That's a big-time play by the big man, Brandon Keeley, running from behind.
He just had the position on the charge and then the kick out. Shot clock now under 10. Dribble, drive. Warshawski can't connect. New shot clock on the offensive board. Spinning and hitting is Kronberg, and the senior has 7 in the ball game.
Yeah, Sam's playing a good, well-balanced game. I like this. The referees are now Wahlberg. He's good in transition too.
And a charge.
You know, Wahlberg thought he flopped. I couldn't really tell, but you got to jump stop, and you got to you don't have to make a look away. Just jump stop, make an easy pass, and see if Cohen can get going from 3. Because the one thing I have yet to see from Michael Cohen is just to take a confident three-pointer. Because they're going to start packing it in and make him beat him from the outside.
Was the 3rd foul against Eli Wahlberg. Dribble to the paint and a finish for Ja'Kai Brooks, the sophomore.
Danny, that's coming off the double screen up top. That's the old Allen Iverson play. Curls it and takes it right to the basket. Well executed. So
Brooks can score in bunches.
Yes, he can. This is a 1-2-2 zone. They were playing 2-3 to end the half. They did not show this in the first half, so Coach Braun can't go over it on the chalkboard or the whiteboard. Different look, changing up defenses. I really like this by Coach Gould.
Cohen off balance. Rattles around, no good. Rebound, out ahead. Here's Brooks. He can't track it down. Turnover goes back to Beth Tfiloh.
You know, it's one of those situations right here. You can see it already. Then I like this. Coach Braun's calling a timeout to go over it, but this is a little chess match at halftime, and it's going to shape up to be an exciting finish here. I can feel it.
Full timeout for head coach Ari Braun. Beth Tfiloh, 4-point lead here in the C game championship.
Let's go.
Each day, millions of athletes compete in their sport. However, most of their greatest achievements, their highlights, go unnoticed and unacknowledged. The 5-Star app exists to give those athletes an opportunity to be seen and celebrated by their peers, competitors, and fans in a safe social environment. Download the app. Follow the best up-and-coming athletes in the world. Whether you're an athlete or a fan, this app is for you. You can find us in Apple's app and Google's Play stores.
Championship Sunday here in Baltimore in the MIAA. This is the C Conference. Beth Tfiloh with a 4-point lead over Peter and Paul.
And just like both teams were feeling each other out in the first half, I think the referees, this is a big game for them too. They're trying to advance and move up. They're feeling out each other, and the referees are letting them play this half. They're not calling ticky-tack fouls unless you knock a guy over on a charge. You're going to have to finish at the rim. And I'm sure Coach Gould said to the referees, they're going to put Cohen at the line all day. Those little comments can have a subliminal effect. Well, here comes kind of a box and one look almost for the Warriors.
Hemingway, no good. He's fouled in the act of shooting. It's going to go against Eli Wahlberg.
Yeah, and I think that's his fourth. Wahlberg, really good defense, but you got to let guys land. Watch, see, he goes, no, that's a good call. You got to let Garrett Hemingway land. And these referees, look, someday they want to be college refs, some days they want to be pro refs. When you watch modern basketball, especially with the advent of the three-point line, you have to let guys come down on 2 feet and land. So Wahlberg, while he's hustling and playing good D, and I know he's their defensive stopper, I don't like that foul because they need him. You can't, and Hemingway's their best player. The referees know that. You got to let him get room to land, and he's got a really good stroke.
Hemingway knocks it down. He now has 10. Good ball movement here for Beth Tfiloh. Inside, Gruenberg takes it to the rim and count the basket and the foul.
Sam's got a good way about him. I like it. He's their biggest player. He's got a battle inside. He's hit some jump shots. He's at the top. That's a great play against his own defense by Coach Braun. Get the ball from side to side, then go right back to the foul line, and you can operate from there. You can either shoot a foul line jumper. There, Sam drives with his right hand, and one, and he finishes it off.
3-point play for Sam Gruenberg, the senior for Beth Tfiloh, and the lead out to 6, 33-27. Wide open inside. Great move for Finn O'Neal, who finishes.
Yeah, good footwork by Finn.
And a steal. Finn O'Neal to the rim. And a run here for Saints Peter and Paul.
I like it. Finn showing up. He's fired up at the top of that zone. See, you get your hands out. It's almost like a 1-3-1 look, but they seem to settle back into a 3-2. It's just that the back man's coming up.
Cohen baseline, and a charge is called. Good defense by Davis Kimmedahl.
See, and that's why we talked to Coach Braun, as we should have, because he's leading at halftime. Now, Coach Gould and his staff came over and gave me a few pointers when I was down there on the baseline. And what they've realized is everyone has to go over and stop the ball on this side of the basket because Cohen is just too good of a driver. He's going to either have to make a 10-foot pull-up or kick it out because they are definitely coming with a game plan to stop him from getting to the rim.
The offensive foul against Cohen, his second personal. 33-31 has been cut to 2 points. With the basketball, chance to tie. Hemingway, no good on the jumper, tracks down his own rebound. And the shot by Brooks was no good, but he draws the foul, and Ja'Kai Brooks will go to the foul line, the sophomore.
Yeah, I thought the referee kind of waited to see if that would go in, but it's a tough drive. Now, that's with his left hand. See, you can't swipe down. That's really good defense right there. But then when you swipe down, the referee has to call it back to the line. See, they're getting to the line. And I'm sure St. Peter's and Paul, Coach Gary Gould, I love the John Thompson towel over there. He mentioned to the referees they went to the free throw line a lot more of us. Once again, these are subconscious little messages that the referees are getting. Hey, they went to the line more. You know, you're taking Cohen on too many drives. He's taking shots, you're following him, and it's kind of worked. I want to see how the Warriors adjust. This is a great game. Tie game here with 3 minutes to go in the third.
Brooks knocked them both down from the foul line. He now has 8. Cohen splits the D, gets to the rim. The athleticism on the finish.
Like I said in the first half, he's just got a great motor. He split. They tried to double team him, and they even came over, but he's crafty with the ball. He kind of changes direction mid-dribble.
Hemingway's long 3 no good and rebounded by Kruenberg.
See, it won't surprise me if Cohen, he changes directions again, gets to the rim. Good shot, didn't go, but a good effort.
Spears comes down with the rebound for Peter and Paul. Another chance to tie it. It's been back and forth here in this third quarter. Brooks's jumper in and out and rebounded by Kruenberg.
I like that. He went left and took one dribble. He's good at going left even though he's right-handed. Good looking. See, him and Hemingway, good shots that didn't go, but
Kruenberg clearing out space and knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, and Sam reminded him that you're a little smaller than me. I got the size advantage. Sam's kind of being that unsung hero. I didn't know he was as good a player as he is. I got to give him a lot of credit. He does a lot of different stuff for him, and he's playing really well here in the second half.
4-0 run for Beth Tfiloh to jump back out in front. Kruenberg inside, and a whistle. It'll send Hemingway to the foul line.
Yeah, both Hemingway and Brooks seem to, clearly the coach is teaching them when they take away your right hand, don't be afraid to go with your left. See, he's going with his left hand, a little bit of a Euro step. Could have gone either way, but once again, when Sam, for a teaching moment, when you swipe down like that, you're not going to get that benefit of the doubt. He just goes up, blocks it, it's fine. You swipe down, but Hemingway misses, so Beth Tfiloh has had every answer. They have come and tied the game up to Sabres, but they have not taken the lead. And as a coach, I always thought, it's okay if they tie it. Don't let them take the lead and get momentum.
Hemingway rattles it home. He has 11. Garrett Hemingway averages 22.5. He had a 44-point game earlier this season back in January against Cristo Rey. So we know Hemingway, a big-time scorer. Inside Cohen, he's fouled.
And that's Cristo.
Looks like it's going to go against Cunningham.
And as you said, that's a Cristo Rey team. They're based down in Baltimore. A lot of great charity work to go to open that school down in Canton. Well, that's a 2-point game that Cristo Rey loses to the Warriors, so clearly they're good. So if Hemingway can have 44 points, Julius Randle just had 46 for the Knicks the other night in 48 minutes. This is a 32-minute game. But you know what? Cohen goes right back at him again. You see, Cohen's resiliency and his toughness, you can tell he loves the game, wants to compete at the game, and he's not going to be denied. I am really impressed with this guy the more I watch him.
7th time here this afternoon, Cohen has been to the foul line, knocks him down, and now Michael Cohen with 17.
Yeah, he's got 17 and more work to be done. A good, almost over and passed by Finn.
O'Neal's pass was deflected. They get the ball back inside. Great look. Hoop and the foul. Caden Spears.
So that's Spears, a junior, and Braden Smith, a junior. This is a very young team the Sabres have. I like Smith. Smith had 2 threes in the first half. Now he does the Euro step to the double bounce pass to Spears. I really like the way that's 2 strong bench players they have that can score.
Spears, one of 3 transfers for head coach Gary Gould this season. Spears, Cunningham, and Brooks all coming over. And new to this team. On the break, here's Smith.
See, they're just not going to give Cohen that call. Oh, look at him. That's a deep 3. Now, he hit an NBA 3 in the first half, but off the bounce, I'm not so sure. You know, he came down, tried to kind of shake and bake, and takes that. I want to see him run the offense a little bit. But look, he's a junior. He doesn't start. I like guys off the bench that bring spark, and him and Spears clearly are energy guys. Back to the 1-2-2 for the Sabres.
Beth Tfiloh, 2-point lead. We're in the third quarter. And a block inside by Spears. It'll stay with the Warriors of Beth Tfiloh. C Conference Championship game. The B Conference title game coming up. St. Mary's and Chapelgate. The A Conference, St. Francis and Mount St. Joe to follow. Inside, wild shot, and it does not fall. Nearly knocked it down.
Jake
Schloss will go to the foul line.
Schloss should have got that. He should get a point just for how hard a shot. What an acrobatic shot. Look at this. Over the top. It almost goes. Now you got to convert from the line in a 2-point game. Minute 15, quarter 3. See, the Sabres are in the bonus. They're just not taking advantage of it. Beth Tfiloh's going to the line by creating opportunities when they're shooting. Because it's 18 fouls for them and only 3 for the Sabres.
Big foul shots in a 2-point ball game. And Schloss misses both.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a missed opportunity. I liked when guys at least made 1 out of 2.
Hemingway out in front quickly, misses, own rebound, and he is fouled. Dan Singer was the one to commit the foul, and it'll send Hemingway to the line.
Yeah, I like how Hemingway took the ball strong. The Warriors did a good job not to foul him, but watch his second jump. See, goes right after. He knows it's going to miss, goes right after. Offensive rebounds, that's an old John Wooden axiom. You're either going to make a layup or you're going to get fouled. Like 99% of the time when you get an offensive rebound or kick out from the 3 in the modern game, good things are going to happen. Now, see, they're going to go tie it up. Now, we'll see if the Warriors, who've maintained a lead this whole game, can fight off the Sabres from taking the lead.
Hemingway can't hit on the second one.
Yeah, he backed off the free throw. He kind of shot it and started backing away like the NBA. That I don't like. Stay in there and hold your follow through.
Schwartz misses on the triple.
Good looking shot for the Warriors. If you bet to follow, that's what you want.
Final minute here in the third quarter. Smith on the drive. Knocked away. Hemingway got it back. Baseline. Gives it up. Jump shot is good. Robbie Cunningham, the freshman, a transfer player, knocks down a huge shot.
That's Spears, that's Smith, and that's Cunningham. Those are really good bench players. These Sabres from down on the eastern area going over the bridge, they got a deep team and a young team. They want to win today, but their future is very bright regardless.
Saints Peter and Paul back out in front, and Hemingway with a heads-up play to give it up for Cunningham.
Yeah, that's just having a great feel for the game, and we've said that since he's come out. It was going to be Cohen versus Cunningham. Right now, I think Hemingway seems to have a little more help than Cohen right now. Now Cohen, he's awesome getting to the rim, really plays hard. He's got to work on his mid-range 12 to 15-foot shot, and then of course the 3-point shot, because he's got to be a complete player. Because as the scouting report gets out there, they're going to just stop him from getting to the rim. I really like the way Garrett Hemingway plays the game, and he's fitting in with whether it's Spears, Smith, and Cunningham off the bench. Finn O'Neill, he can play. He plays solid. He's not going to foul. Look, Hemingway's not going to foul. He can't foul. But he's just got a great feel for the game. Going to be interesting. We got 40 seconds left here. They've taken their first lead, and I like it. Coach Ari Braun calls timeout, wants to get a really good look, see what he's going to do against their zone. The zone of the Sabres has slowed the Warriors up a little. This has become a grinded-out game a little, as a championship game should be.
Saints Peter and Paul out in front, 1-point lead. I thought it was interesting. Coach Gould for Peter and Paul said that they've had a lot of mental prep and practices. They've laid off the physical workouts in the gym over the last couple of weeks to prepare for this moment. He said they don't want the season to end the way it did last year when they lost in the championship game to Concordia. They want to be able to finish the job, and they have a lead here in the third and a foul underneath, and that'll send Cohen back to the foul line. 8th time here today he has gone to the charity stripe.
Yeah, and I like what Coach Gould's saying about, they lost in the championship last year. They want to get back there. They have a younger team, but they also have a mental approach of, it's getting late to March. It's getting late February, it's early March. These guys have played and practiced a lot. It's more of a mental preparation. They came out and had a nice 2-2-1 switch in defense, but they let Cohen sneak in the seam. Once again, he does his damage around the rim. But I'm down with not practicing as long as guys mentally are really preparing. It's a different game. You can't practice hard every day, and you got to stay healthy down the stretch.
And Beth Tfiloh back out in front after a couple of foul shots by Cohen, 41-40. Glazier and Vogelstein checking back in for the Warriors. Here's Smith. Turns it over. Final seconds, no good on the launch. And that is how the third quarter will end. It was back and forth, and lead changes all about.
This has been an exciting game from the tip. I'm just telling you as a basketball fan, anybody joining late, it's going to be a wild fourth quarter.
1 point lead as we head to the fourth for Beth Tfiloh. A great crowd here at the CEI Arena on the campus of UMBC, and it is the C Conference Championship. Beth Tfiloh looking for their second ever title, and Saints Peter and Paul looking for their third. As we open the final 8 minutes of this ball game on this championship Sunday in Baltimore, Maryland. Brent Harris and Jimmy Patsos with you. Saints Peter and Paul in the all-blue uniforms. They've got the basketball down one here. Hemingway falls. Spears. They come up with it. Shot clock under 5 to the rim and a finish. What a heads-up play, and the lead goes back to the Sabres.
That was Coach Gould. When Smith came off, he said, "You're overpassing." I saw him talking to him. Sometimes he's overpassing. I think he thought he was overpassing a little. Now he takes it. There's Cohen going back. It's going to be a great finish. Going back at it. You just got to keep him away from that rim. He's too good around there.
On the drive, Smith kicks it inside. It's turned over. Here's Cohen on the break. To the rim. Reverse layup. No good. Spears is there to bring down the board. There's Hemingway. Triple, no good. And rebounded by Schwartz.
Yeah, good look by Hemingway. I thought he bobbled the ball on the pass, and sometimes you don't want to shoot that.
And what a finish. Elon Vogelstein, the junior, dipsy-do underneath and gets it to convert. And a three-point lead now for Beth Tfiloh here in the fourth. Couple of substitutions and back into the game for Saints Peter and Paul is Davis Kimino and Finn O'Neill bring it down. The floor general here for the Sabres sets it up at the logo midcourt. Looking for an answer. Hemingway comes up short and no foul call. Cohen dishes inside and a finish for Gruenau.
Yes.
Gruenberg has been fantastic.
He has. He's really stepped up in the second half. He's been consistent from the beginning. He's the tallest guy doing the dirty work. That's just great coming out of the timeout. It was a one-point game, and now they're up 5.
6-0 run for Beth Tfiloh here in the fourth and a 5-point lead in the championship contest.
Let's go. Let's go.
Toyota is a leader when it comes to electrified vehicles, with an exceptional selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and all-electric. Today, gas-electric hybrids are the popular choice, with a gas engine helping charge the battery, which means more freedom and less worry about range. Visit buyatoyota.com today to shop hybrid inventory near you. Toyota, let's go places.
And a 5-point lead for Beth Tfiloh here in the fourth quarter. The MIAA C Conference Championship game. You can see head coach Gary Gould, a team that has won 11 of their last 12. They opened the year playing a lot of 3A teams. They went 2-6 right out of the gate, but those tough losses, coach told us, that really helped them get ready for the end of the season. Beth Tfiloh comes in. They have won 10 straight, looking for their second ever championship title.
Yeah, and remember, I like them playing the A and Bs. That's a big difference level physicality-wise, but these teams are both extremely well coached, very fundamental. The Warriors have a little bit of advantage because Cohen's a really strong, she's the strongest player on the court, and they have a bunch of seniors. This is a really young St. Peter and Paul team, and they got a little bit of a deeper bench, but it's been a great chess match between the coaches. But the Warriors, in my opinion, have kind of they've exerted their force and will, yet they keep letting St. Peter and Paul hang around, and you don't want to let this guy Hemingway get hot. Brooks can shoot. I really like the bench with what Smith, Spears, and Cunningham have done, but this is going to come down to somehow or other they got to find a way to stop Cohen because he's just been tremendous this entire game.
Gruenberg checks out for Beth Tfiloh. He has 4 fouls. Brooks can't hit on the back end.
That's the second time I've seen a St. Peter and Paul player shoot a free throw and back away before it went in, and both times they missed. Got to stay on the free throw line. Good pass.
Hemingway to Brooks. Can't handle the pass out of bounds, and back to Beth Tfiloh on the turnover.
Yeah, good play by Hemingway. If you're Brooks, you just got to catch it first, then go up and score. No big deal. 4-point game, 5:36 left. They're going to set their press up 2-2-1. But at some point, you got to see Hemingway, your best players, having faith in you, Brooks. Just catch it and lay it in. Don't put it on the ground.
Cohen fights through a double team, finds the open man inside. Reverse. Gruenberg knocks it down.
Sam Gruenberg has been the man. I did not know who he was coming into this game, and I certainly know who he is now. He's been terrific. He's helping on the screens. He does a lot of dirty work. He boxes out, and he's finishing inside.
An answer by Ja'Kai Brooks, the sophomore.
You gotta love it. Brooks turned it over. What does he do? Comes back and fires a 3 off the catch.
And a turnover off the hands of Michael Cohen and back to Peter and Paul. Down 3, inside 5 here in the fourth quarter. 11th turnover for Beth Tfiloh.
And we have a Baltimore legend and luminary, Scott Garceau, show up. It's been a great game from start to finish. Coach Scott Garceau is going to do our B&A championships. But this has been a fantastic game. They have battled. These teams split during the year. That's off his foot. But this has been as well as played a game as I've seen from start to finish to start our day.
10 turnovers now for Peter and Paul. 3-point lead, Beth Tfiloh. Cohen's got it. He's going to drive and draw a foul and head back to the line. It has been a theme here. Coach Jimmy Patsos, Michael Cohen to the rim, getting fouled and going to the charity stripe.
Yeah, for a little while, the Sabres retreated to a 1-2-2 zone where they really packed it in. They were trying to keep Cohen from getting attacking. And they went over that clearly at halftime. But that's hard to sustain for over 32 minutes. You hear what the coach is saying, but you go back to what you do. And they're pressing and running team. This pace has fit the Warriors of Beth Tfiloh a little better than it's fit the Sabres of St. Peter and Paul. And Cohen is because of that. See, when he gets to the line, the game stops. They can retreat and play defense. It's been a really, really competitive, good game. But I would say the Warriors' edge is that the pace and the physicality of play has gone their way for Coach Ari Braun.
And Cohen leads all scorers with 23 points here this afternoon. 5-point advantage for Beth Tfiloh here in the fourth. Finn O'Neill. Pretty drive, can't get it to fall. Offensive board and a putback. Tfiloh was there, big body, Tfiloh, and a 3-point game.
Yeah, I love that Davis didn't bring the ball down. He just went right up and scored.
Vogelstein streaking to the rim.
He's been a real spark for them off the bench. I like what Elon Vogelstein's bringing. Plus, he got a little game to him. He hit a jumper in the first half. He's got some swagger to his game. I like that.
6 points, couple of buckets here in the second half. Brooks, long range, no good. Battle underneath. And a jump ball. Possession arrow back to Beth Tfiloh. They get the basketball at a 5-point advantage.
By the way, Vogelstein, you can't really notice this on the TV coverage as much. He is face guarding and denying Hemingway the ball. He is doing a really good job of frustrating Hemingway over there, but he can't get any looks in the half-court offense.
Good effort right there. Knocking the ball loose is Tfiloh, and Tfiloh forces the turnover.
Yeah, look, this is Tfiloh. He says he can play too. He just got an offensive rebound. Now he got a steal. They want to press. They don't really trap over half court. Like that's what I do. I work for Gary Williams. You trap, but they kind of chase. You make the ball go side to side and get deflections. And once again, they're trying to speed up the Warriors, and that time it works because it's a turnover.
And Coach told us that Tfiloh is his defensive anchor coming up with a huge defensive play here in the fourth. It's Tfiloh with the basketball. Top of the key. Finn O'Neill can't get it to fall. He's had a couple go in and out here in the fourth.
Yeah, he's had 2 go in and out. Nothing wrong with those looks. They just went in and out.
Here's Cohen on a dribble drive. Gets all the way to the rim. The hoop and the foul. My goodness, how good has Michael Cohen been here this afternoon?
Yeah, he's really, I said this a million times today already, but his change of direction while dribbling, it's not, see, off the ball, he changed directions twice. And I like that he puts the ball back in his right hand and finishes. He's just a tremendous player. And if anybody up at Yeshiva's watching in New York or Brandeis in Boston, and I'm dead serious, these Division III guys, we're Ryan Terrell, who's one of the best players I've seen at this level, who's now in the G League. They need to be recruiting Michael Cohen. He's outstanding.
Yeah, Ryan Terrell, just a terrific
you
shooter.
saw him in the
It.
G League, didn't you?
He was fantastic the night that they played against the Capital City Go-Go. Long shot, the 3 no good, front rim, and rebounded by Beth Tfiloh. And a whistle on the floor, it'll send Michael Cohen back to the foul line. It's really no coincidence, Coach, that when Michael Cohen started to pick up his scoring, he's averaged just over 18 points over the last 10 games, that this team won 10 straight. Coming off that tournament in Toronto, and Beth Tfiloh went 3-3 in that tournament. They come home, and they have been on fire, 10 straight wins since.
And what a great opportunity to go to Toronto, who has so many, Toronto basketball has really gotten better. There's pros, including R.J. Barrett, who I had the Knicks-Wizards game the other night from Toronto. But they went up there, and they realized Cohen's got to be their primary ball handler, but he's also going to be their primary scorer. That's a deep 3.
Oh,
That's
Hemingway.
tough.
All net on the knockdown triple.
That's just Garrett Hemingway. This guy can play, man. He's only a sophomore and a true sophomore.
He's got 14.
You know, and that's what it's going to be. It's Hemingway versus Cohen. Cohen's got a year on him. He's only a junior, but Hemingway, they've done a good job, the Warriors, of denying the ball. Like I said, Elon Vogelstein has been face guarding him. Now they're going to put a little different size guy on him. I think Eli Schwartz has come in. He'll try to not let. You can't let Hemingway really get it off the catch because he can shoot so well. Cohen just has such a good motor. Can't foul Cohen. They may be careful. They just put him at the line for no reason. Well, Yep.
Oh, the back cut. He beats
Nice
Smith,
cut.
and Cohen gets to the rim.
See, that's Eli Schwartz. You get the credit there. He said a nice didn't move, a solid screen. The guy guarding Schwartz has to call that out. That's a little UCLA cut, cross-court diagonal, layup for Cohen.
And Brandon Smith was trying to overplay the pass. Got beat backdoor. Oh, that three is blocked by Cohen to the rim. O'Neal hands it off, turnover, out in the front. It's Wahlberg who tracks it down and resets. Beth Tfiloh, 6-point lead. Here's Cohen. It draws another foul.
Yeah, that probably could have gone either way, but a 6-point lead right now. Cohen going back to the line. That was a little bit of a missed opportunity for St. Peter and Paul there. Finn O'Neal kind of slipped, thought he should have just laid it in. They have had a couple shots go in and out. See, that's a good look right there. And Cohen just retreats. Cohen's not fooled, and now Finn O'Neal has the advantage, but he goes and just comes up short on the layup.
The timeout on the court. 6-point lead here for Beth Tfiloh in the C Championship contest. Just a minute 44 left here in the fourth quarter, and we have a busy afternoon of basketball. Coming up next is the B Conference Championship game. The top seed, St. Mary's, 23-7 on the season. They will take on Chapelgate, who are the number 2 seed, 24-7, and it should be a great final in the B Conference coming up next after the conclusion of this game.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to see St. Mary's in Appleton. I know it's brought by Toyota. I drove down. John Greeley, who's helping promote this game today with Mark Burdett. It's a fantastic opportunity for these young men to be on TV. Don't forget, it's the sponsors that do it. And my new Toyota, which I got 5 months ago, has changed my life. It's been fantastic. Well, I went down with Mark Burdett and watched St. Mary's. I haven't seen Chapelgate, but if this game's any indication, these two teams split this year. And the Warriors have just been relentless in their pursuit of getting Cohen the ball, including setting screens to get him open, rebounding as a group. And the one thing, I think that St. Peter and Paul, they might have to get Hemingway the ball like really hard down here and get him to the line. It's becoming a situation where you have to score, press, and get a steal.
Michael Cohen misses the second. First foul shot there. Now has 28 points in this ball game.
Now remember, for you basketball fans, Michigan State, there you go, score that.
Finn O'Neal.
Press. Michigan State was up 11 with a minute to go yesterday and lost to Iowa. Between the press, missed free throws.
Out of bounds and back to Peter and Paul on the turnover.
And then the three-point shot, as you just said, Brent. They turned it over. Now, can we get back to the rim? It's a 5-point game. Cut it to 3 because they press. Or do you get a three-pointer? But right now, great pass. O'Neal finishes. Now they press, get the turnover. Now I got to get Hemingway. I want the ball in Hemingway's hands here.
Smith in a little trouble. Gives it up to Brooks. Hemingway's on the far side. Brooks, a dribble, drive, hands it off. Finn O'Neal, and can't convert. Close in, rebound to Cohen on the break. And Cohen is fouled.
That will be one of those lost opportunities that the Sabres are going to have to live with. You could have cut it to 3. You could have set your press up. Really good pass. You know, Ja'Kai Brooks, the sophomore, drives underneath, and what does he do? Now, I know what Smith's saying there, Braden Smith. He created the contact, but in transition, your answer is to sprint back and get set and try and take a charge. But Brooks had a great drive, went to Finn O'Neal, who had just made a layup. Unfortunately, he missed that layup. And that's one of those ones you got to work on in the off season. When you catch it, you got to go up strong and finish. You know, it's been a very physical game, and Cohen's just a little bit stronger, and that's why he gets so many foul calls.
And Cohen has 29, one better than the 28 he put up in the semifinal win against Cristo Rey, and a full timeout here on the court. And our player of the game here has been Michael Cohen. The junior guard for Beth Tfiloh has been fantastic. He's got a game-high 30 points, the backdoor cut. And Michael Cohen, coach, has been impressive. He had 13 at halftime, and he's got 17 here in the second half.
Clearly loves the game, knows how to move without the ball. And let me tell you something, he's not being selfish, he's being smart. When he is driving and getting to the line, he goes with his right hand. He's, like I said, he changes directions with his left. But he's demanded the ball. And that's one thing Hemingway is going to have to learn from as a sophomore. Maybe he's got to get the ball in his hands a little more because he is clearly the best player. See, now you can get to the line. He's kind of almost too unselfish there.
And Smith gets to the rim, cuts it to 5.
But yet Smith doesn't. Smith makes the layup. He's going to call timeout again, which I'm surprised Ari Brown wants to call a timeout because that gives, all that does is give the Sabres a chance to set their press up.
Just one timeout left for St. Peter and Paul. Down 5 here in the final 45 seconds. It's a full timeout as both head coaches a chance to talk strategy. Only one timeout left for both teams here in the final 45 seconds.
And they're both going to be in the double bonus. Every foul from here is a 2-shot foul. The jump ball goes to the Sabres, okay? St. Peter, this is what you got to go over for young coaches in the huddle. In other words, you got to go, what do we have to do if it's a jump ball, dive on it. If you're St. Peter's and Paul, you don't have to call timeout because it's your ball. The arrow's your way. You each have a timeout left. We both shoot 2 free throws. We're going to try to trap the first pass before we foul. But as I said yesterday, watching the first game of the day on ESPN, I watched the whole game. Graham McCaffrey and Iowa were down 11 points to Tom Izzo, the Michigan State, with a minute to go. Well, they had a couple turnovers. They had a couple of 3-point attempts go their way. And they went 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. In other words, you can be close to perfect, but with the advent of the 3-point line, and clearly the Sabres can shoot them, their pressure defense here, see if you can get a turnover, get the ball in Hemingway's hands. I really liked what I'm seeing from Braden Smith. Big future's bright. And Brooks can shoot off the catch. So if you can score again and set your press up without using your timeout, that's what you got to do in this last 40 seconds.
And the length of the court to Cohen is on the money. An easy basket. Lead back out to 7, and Beth Tfiloh can feel it. Hemingway's shot no good. Cohen rebound. And we've got the final 30 seconds here in Baltimore in the C-Conference Championship game. Cohen is fouled and a timeout on the court. There was a timeout, I think, before the foul. That was their final timeout.
Fantastic play.
For St. Peter and Paul.
Coach Braun gets a lot of credit. He takes time out. I'm talking about how you're going to trap. Once again, our friend Sam Gruenberg, who's just the unsung hero with his team, especially in the second half, he takes his time. Cohen comes up, draws the defense. They're trying to deny. Sneaks late. Gruenberg throws the ball the baseball length of the court. A fantastic play. Not only does he catch it, and he lays it in. Sometimes guys dribble out. Well, Cohen's missed a few free throws down the stretch. He catches it from Sam Gruenberg, catches it and lays it in. A learning moment for the St. Peter's and Paul Sabres. But today, Beth Tfiloh just execute a little better. They had a couple shots go their way. But you can just circle Michael Cohen as being the difference today.
And the fans here for Beth Tfiloh just down the road out of Pikesville, Maryland, are feeling it. A chance now to close it out for head coach Ari Braun and this Warriors ball club. And they just played a really close game in the semifinals, so pressure down the stretch. Really not the nerves you might imagine in a championship game for a young team, but they have really handled it well. And the crowd has been on their side. Feels like a home court advantage for the Warriors.
I listened to what you said right away, Brent. They were in a 2-point game against Cristo Rey. You know, the Sabres beat the Park School by 24. There's no simulating game-type pressure, having to execute in a close game. I agree with you. That was a big advantage for Beth Tfiloh today.
Yeah, Coach Braun told us that there were some nerves going into that semifinal game against Cristo Rey, but the win kind of gave them the confidence that they needed, and he felt like it was a relaxed team coming into this championship game.
Yeah, when you win the close one, look at, we had, you know, whether it was Drew Nicholas making a buzzer beater against Wilmington, we beat Illinois when Terrell Stokes hit a 3. This is all my Gary Williams stuff. But I want a title at Loyola. I want the CBI at Siena. You're going to have a close game in any tournament situation. When it's a 3, 4, 5 game tournament, you're going to have a close game. And usually if you can win that close game, you are a little more relaxed and you're confident in the way you can execute. Coming out to run that play, to throw that ball long, because if that's out of bounds, you know, the Sabres have the ball underneath to cut it. But a gutsy play, but a smart play. Coach Braun's really done a nice job today. And he's got a lot of help from different guys, you know. I just thought Elon Vogelstein hit some shots and made some threes. You know, Eli Schwartz hits the big screen. You know, Wahlberg, I know he got in foul trouble, but he really got him going early. And then when you add that to Cohen, it was just too much for the Sabres to overcome.
And Cohen knocks down a couple foul shots. Nobody has been as good as Cohen here this afternoon. Michael Cohen with a game-high 34 as Brooks hits the three.
Yeah, Brooks, that
still
was
a 6-point lead.
That was Brooks with an NBA three. I mean, look at this. That's from the NBA line right there.
They'll need a few more in the final 16 seconds. Ari Braun in his 10th season with Beth Tfiloh. And he said, you got to play your best at the end of the season. The ultimate goal is a championship. As Michael Cohen dribbles and he is fouled by Brandon Keeley. He'll go to the line with the Warriors up 6 and only 13 ticks left here.
And that's where he's just so good with the ball. Even though they try to triple team him, clearly he's been doing drills in his driveway since he's a young kid with cones or barrels or something, because his in and out move, his crossover move, his right to left to right, he goes both ways. I've just been so impressed with his ball handling. For him, the next step, can he make a jump shot at the three when they take away his drive? His free throws down the stretch here a little. But I can tell he's a worker and he's going to get better, but super impressed with his ball handling ability.
It has been 23 years since Beth Tfiloh has hoisted the hardware. They have one championship in their history, on the verge of clinching number 2.
That's unbelievable. This is with Tamir Goodwin, who ended up going to Towson, your alma mater. What a great moment for Coach Braun and Coach Cohen. That's the good part of coaching, to see how happy they are that they did this together.
And Coach Cohen, or Michael Cohen, checks out with 35 final seconds. And Coach Ari Braun is going to clear his bench and bring the starters out with a 7-point lead here in the final seconds. And you can see head coach Braun, the players ecstatic. This is a team that started the season a 500 record on the trip to Toronto. They come back and finish with 11 straight wins and a C Conference championship for Beth Tfiloh. Their first since the 1999-2000 season. It has been a 23-year wait, and that wait is over. The Warriors, your MIAA C Conference champions. And what great support from the Warrior fans who traveled over from their campus over in Pikesville, Maryland, to see a bit of history. Second title in school history as Beth Tfiloh knocks off Saints Peter and Paul. The Sabres, the final 65-58. Michael Cohen in this game, 35 points for the junior. And our player of the game. And let's go over to head coach Jimmy Patsos, who is with the star of the game, Michael Cohen.
Here with MVP Michael Cohen, a fantastic effort. You kept getting to the free throw line. You kept him off guard by changing direction with the dribble. You're like a power guard. You like it in the paint.
Yeah, well, I thrive in the paint. That's where I go. I just drive. I shot 2 threes. I missed them, but that's not really my goal. My goal is just to take it and get fouled.
You got to be surprised at the level of support. Not that your school doesn't have that spirit. This was outstanding today. This is like a college atmosphere. What do you have to say to all your classmates and fans?
It was amazing. I love that they came out. I love that they supported. This is the first time for our coach to win it, and I'm just so happy.
Now, you did have some help. I thought Sam was outstanding in the second half. I thought Eli was really good. Just in closing, your teammates kind of all stepped up, but you're the guy with the ball. But it was a team effort in the second half.
100%. My team's amazing. I love playing with them. They're my best friends, and it's just so much fun.
Go celebrate.
Thank you, sir.
And Michael Cohen, your MVP here this afternoon. And you love to see the enthusiasm. Michael Cohen, just a junior. And what a game for him. 35 points as Beth Tfiloh gets the win. 65-58, their second ever school title. Championship title here in the MIAAC conference. And all the players there for Beth Tfiloh wearing the Lids hats. It has become synonymous with the MIAA championship. Coming over to the fans, showing off the hardware as Beth Tfiloh closes out a fantastic season. 24 wins. They went in as the top seed and they delivered here today with a title. And so Beth Tfiloh gets it done. A victory, 65-58 over Saints Peter and Paul. The C Conference Championship goes to Beth Tfiloh and the Warriors. It is a big day of basketball. The B Conference Championship game coming up next, St. Mary's and Chapelgate here on ESPN3.